There are songs that the birds don't sing to people, secrets that keep right through to the end, heroes that hide until forever, and I'm singing this song for one of them. He's the man that you passed on the road there, one with his life on the loose, going either somewhere or nowhere.
Hello and welcome to your friends and neighbors. I'm your host, Willie Jones, and once again, I have some really good friends with me today. These really are friends. They're not just neighbors, and they really are people that I know. It's not like we're meeting for the first time.
No,
and,
how many years is?
Oh well, it's been a long time. Well, 87 for me. And
yeah.
I didn't know you until a little later, I guess. Yeah, when you came along back to Oldcastle. Yeah. Yes, we're going to be talking about different things that are going on at Oldcastle Theater and other things going on during the rest of this year. To my immediate right is Christine Decker. Hello, Christine.
Hello, Willie.
Wonderful actress, director, and actually very good at, what do we call it, when you were in Disneyland?
Oh, improvisation?
Improvisation. Mm-hmm. For some reason, that word was skipping me by. And, of course, to her immediate right is Eric Peterson, who is, now I have a 50-50 chance here, he is the producing artistic director for Oldcastle Theater.
Ding, ding, ding.
I got it right. Yeah. See, I'm trying to remember P before A. Yeah. Don't put it in alphabetical order. Yes, so we're going to be talking to Chris and Eric today about different things that are going on at Oldcastle. However, the first thing I need to know is, either one of you, what's your take on deflated balls?
Well, I loved the headline on today's Daily News. This is now a little late when they'll see this, but there's a picture of Tom Brady's, and the quote I think is, "My balls are perfect." And the Patriot, the Super Bowl will still not have been played by the time this.
No, it shouldn't.
Plays,
I think we're going to be able to get this show on by next week. So that is what I believe.
We're talking to you on Friday, February.
No, we're talking about
23rd.
January 23rd.
January
23rd.
I'm really.
But I'm pretty sure that Ryan is. Because I need to know your friends and neighbors on the air, so I think we're going to be okay. So let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about this winter series. Last year, the winter series at Oldcastle was absolutely wonderful. I think I missed a couple productions, but everything I saw was so good. And I know you've already had 2 or 1.
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Well, where have I been? I guess I was in New Hampshire for a while. Okay, so we missed a few. Okay,
Just some schools. We had l'ensemble. We had the radio show. We've had the
the radio show. Of course.
Things.
Yes. I did. I was a part of the radio show. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so what is coming up?
Next up, January 31st, Saturday at 2:00 and 7:30. 2 really spectacular storytellers, Tim Jennings and Leanne Ponder, and they are just wonderful.
There we are.
They include music. The 2:00 matinee will be pegged more to children, although adults will also like that. The stories in the evening will be more adult-like, but not adult stories.
No, but Tim Jennings can scare the bejesus out of you, though, with his voice and some of the stories that he. Does she still? She used to play the harp.
She plays the harp, and he plays a little accordion.
Yeah, a little concertina.
And the music is great.
Oh,
and the
they're
stories
great.
are wonderful.
I know.
Their timing is impeccable. They're wonderful.
No, they are. They're great
actors. So if you like storytellers, or if you've never seen storytellers, I think this would be something you'd really enjoy. And if you have children, I'd say probably 7, 8, 9 and up will enjoy this. The afternoon show will only be a little over an hour.
Yeah.
So it'd be a good length for students.
We used to have them at Pownell Elementary, and I was trying to think what grade level. I don't know. I think they did start at 2nd or 3rd. I don't know if kindergarten first came or not. can't remember, but because some of the stories were a little scary, but not terrible.
No.
I mean, just just a little edge to them.
Often
and kids
they're
love them
based on
anyways.
folk tales, and
Right.
and Tim and Leanne, they've been around for a long time.
They have
they're,
been.
They're wonderful Vermont artists. So anyway, that's coming up on the 31st.
Okay.
And then I guess the next thing is February 10, 11, and 12. We're going to have Thomas Lawrence Lascano, who you've had as a guest, is going to be teaching a course in music appreciation 3 nights in a row from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock. He's going to give you a conductor's eye view, a maestro's vision of music, focusing on Beethoven, Mahler, and Strauss. And Thomas is a wonderful raconteur.
Oh, yeah.
Knows music impeccably. He's taught this class in South America, throughout North America, and in Europe. And so we're really thrilled to have it. He's the conductor and director of an opera company that performed, they were one of the first acts in our winter series this year. And we're hoping that they will be back. So we're really looking forward to that. If you're like me and wish you knew more about classical music and would just like to understand it more, I think this will be a wonderful class for you. It's the 10th, 11th, and 12th February from 7 till 9.
7 to 9. Okay.
In the evening.
Well, that sounds really, that does sound good. Oh, Ellen Varick, she doesn't get this channel. Ellen, I think this is something you'd like to go to.
Some friend of Ellen's.
I'll tell
program.
Ellen about it. I'll let
And,
Ellen know. So
that would be good. Then February 16th through 20th, Christine is going to be teaching a camp, a winter camp. You want to tell them
us about
that?
the winter camp.
Well, Eric got the idea that it's difficult for parents during the winter break to find enough activities for their children, and if they're working full time. So we decided that it would be fun for kids to have an acting camp. And we're going to emphasize improvisation. The reason I like to do that is because then children don't have to spend their free time memorizing and feeling like they're back in school.
They're pretty good at it. They're pretty good at improvising.
They're natural. They're natural.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of kind of giving them a little guidance. And what I want to do is take a classic fairy tale kind of format, folk tale kind of format, and have the kids reinvent it. So they can play archetypes that we know of, like Peter Pan, or they can make up their own character. And through improvisation, we will all come up with this, we'll costume it, and we'll put it on stage for the friends and family to see.
And just, you don't have very long to get that
No,
together.
it'll be 5 days. And it'll be from 9:30 to noon. And then on Saturday at 2 o'clock, we'll do our show. So it's a way of kids maybe that don't know each other coming together and working on this common project, finding a way to work together as a unit. I'm only looking for like 12 students.
12? Okay.
So we want people to register as soon as possible.
So all I have to do is call
Oldcastle.
442
447
447
0564. Yeah, and they can get more information or they can register for the class. The cost is $140 for the 5 days. And if you have a sibling and you want to bring in 2 children, then the price is reduced by 50%, isn't that
Correct.
what we
wow.
agreed on?
And age levels?
8 through 12.
8 through 12. Okay. Oh, that sounds really great.
Yeah, and I mean the whole idea is to have a lot of fun, a lot of safe fun, and if you're not into like sledding or snowmobiling or something like that, this is a good opportunity
or on the
to do something.
computer, and tell them to keep their smartphones and cell phones home.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
You don't need all that.
Yeah, because
that's going to be fun.
Because I in my experience doing theater is like in a very short period of time you get to know each other very well. And it's an opportunity to, to figure out how, as a group, we can all come together and reach a mutual consent how to create this thing.
Plus, they're in a real theater, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of the charm. Is
Yeah.
right there is I'm working, I'm right here working in a theater with all these wonderful seats and
Yeah.
all that,
Yeah.
and the lights. They can
Yeah.
look up and
Yeah.
see that. Yeah. So that's wonderful. Oh, that would be really fun.
We're also looking to do a program with homeschooled kids. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
and if you have homeschooled kids or who might be interested, give us a call at the theater, and we're trying to put something together
Okay.
for them. A couple of mothers of homeschool kids have talked to us about that, and it's something that I think would be good for us to do. And I've already gotten us out of sync here with the calendar, but because I jumped ahead to the 16th of February
Yeah.
on the weekend before.
Yeah.
February 13th and 14th, and just to show that we're going to have quite a variety of things at the theater, before the children's camp, the weekend before, we're going to have Gypsy Lane, the burlesque group, back.
Oh,
And this
boy.
is a co-production with Vermont Arts Exchange.
It's
and
Valentine's Day, after all.
It's Valentine's Day. And this year there will be 2 performances, one on the 13th, one on the 14th, both in the evening. And we had a great deal of fun when they came last year, burlesque in Bennington.
There's
they had
still glitter on the floor to prove it.
They had appeared at the Vermont Arts Exchange, I think, the year before.
Right.
And they needed more space and more seats. So we had a great time last year, and they will be coming back.
It was a lot of fun. It really was. And I think some people thought, but I had the best time. I even ended up buying a pair of pasties. I don't know what the heck they were. I don't know what this woman
Tassels?
this woman
Yeah.
comes up with her basket of lots of the different things that she's
Yeah.
selling, and they were like a tiger print or a cheetah or something like that.
Have you
I
worn
don't
them,
know if
Willie?
no, I haven't worn them. But
Yet.
the funny thing was,
Yet.
I said, "Oh, yeah, all right, give them to me." So I took them, and I said, "How much?" And she said, $20. I go, and I thought,
They're so
okay.
small.
And I'm helping out Gypsy Lane. So, but it is a fun evening. It is adult humor, but it's done
Old style.
It's not ugly. It's not
No.
gross. It's not 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, it's
But,
in the style of the true burlesque.
yes,
yeah.
yes, and I like the fact that the women were women.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't these skinny little model people. They really were women, and
Yeah.
it's so nice to see really good, nice women in front of you. It was really fun. It was really fun, and I can't wait. And it's going to be 2 nights this time. I need to make my reservation for
yeah.
2 nights. I want to reserve a table. Hey, how do you get tables there?
Oh, I know,
There
the
were people
close-up
sitting in
tables.
tables last year. How
Yeah.
did they ask for tables?
You have to call the Vermont Arts Exchange.
Oh, and reserve a table that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and I can't wait.
Moving ahead now to the weekend of March 14th and 15th. On March 14th, we're going to the American Association of University Women, AAUW, will be showing a film in the afternoon. And then the following day, March 15th, the second of the 3 L'Ensemble concerts this winter series. And it's going to be a Beethoven program, speaking of good music. And they have some of the greatest musicians in the world. And I am not exaggerating when they say that. They just have extraordinary musicians. So that'll be March 15th.
Well, Ida told me at some point that she really had assembled a really big group of talented people coming this year. A lot of different
The next
people.
2 concerts have larger groups than in some of the past
She was thrilled
shows.
at
and
all the
she's
people
really,
that were willing to come
she's
and
really
do
pleased.
it. Yeah.
And they're just extraordinary.
Now, is that wonderful pianist coming? No, probably not.
Yes, he is.
He
is.
What's his
He
name?
is.
I can't
awful.
remember it either.
Oh my
Terrible.
God, he's so good.
Yeah.
And then the following week, March 21st, and I wish I had better words to describe this show. Pianist Karen Schwartz is returning. Karen played piano for a Lindsay Diet, a great soprano concert that we did last year. And Karen told me about this program that she's done, which is really unique. She performs a solo piece, The Toy Box by Debussy, and it's multimedia. There are slides and photos and whatnot with it, and so we're very much looking forward to that. And there will be a second musical piece that it'll be in 2 acts. I still don't know. I'm not sure if she knows yet what the second piece will be, but that's something we've been talking about for a year. People often ask, where do you get these people and how long does it take? And it often takes many months, sometimes longer, to set up a concert. The performer's schedule and our schedule have to mesh, and this has taken a while, but we're really excited about
this
it.
is
And
very,
Karen
very
is
different.
a wonderful pianist.
Oh, but it's so different. It sounds great.
So that's on March 21st, and then the very next day, on Sunday afternoon, Counterpoint Vocal Ensemble, whom you may have heard on Vermont Public Radio. They are a wonderful Vermont organization, a large 13-piece vocal ensemble.
Oh, wow.
And they will be doing folk songs, Vermont songs, some Pete Seeger tunes, some spirituals, and some classical work. So it'll be a great variety of music. And if you like choral music, ensemble music, you will really like Counterpoint. They're a magnificent group.
Now, the one group that was there also last year was the Vermont Vaudeville.
I love
and,
them. Yeah.
They were good. Now you talk about good, clean family,
Yeah.
and it was a wonderful family program, and there were so few children there, and it was so annoying to think that it was this wonderful family-oriented thing, and it was mostly adults that, showed up.
We're working to get them back, but they are currently touring in South America.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
good for
the
them.
hope is that they will be back next winter.
Oh, great. Yeah, well, they were
A great deal of fun.
They really were.
There aren't many chances anymore to see either vaudeville or burlesque.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you've never seen either of those, if you're old enough to have watched the Ed Sullivan Show, you've sort of seen vaudeville. But it was such a variety. They had sketches, they had music, they had monologues.
Well, they were the ones that taught me how to do the proper Vermont wave.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Head down, one hand up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's that couple, there's the man and the woman at dinner or whatever.
Oh,
that was an
hysterical.
amazing scene.
Classic
that,
mime.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
That was
That was-
then there,
Yeah.
and then
Good
there was
mime.
a woman with a
You don't see much
hula
mime
hoops
anymore.
And then
good
the guy on the
mimes.
that
Unicycle.
Yeah.
high,
Yeah.
tall
The big,
unicycle,
the tall unicycle.
and surprised us all at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked.
So we're hoping they will be back next winter when they get back from.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
South
Now,
America.
how much are the same costs for every program, or some of them different, or?
They vary. So you check our website and you can get all of the prices. It depends on the particular event. The prices do vary.
How do people find your website?
You actually just Google Oldcastle Theater Company.
okay.
It's the simplest way, or www.oldcastletheater.org.
And if you have questions, 447-0564.
Yes.
Eric or Amanda or whoever might pick up the phone will be glad to. Amanda is so much fun on the phone.
Oh, she's the best.
She just answers it, and she sounds so enthused and so happy to be talking to you.
And she sounds sexy, too.
Yeah,
I
I know.
thought, boy, I would call just to hear her voice.
I know, it's
Yeah.
so funny. I know it. She has, I don't know, it's just charming to
Yep.
listen to her on the phone.
Now I'm kind of dreading some of the calls we may get.
Sorry,
Christine.
I opened up a bad can of worms
Yeah,
there.
I don't
Poor
think. I
Amanda.
don't think. I don't think.
All
that-
they'll do is I'll answer it. I want to speak to Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck
Now,
of you.
what about I know you're working on the new season.
I've got more concerts coming up.
Oh, you got more concerts
more
too. Oh my
concerts
God,
coming
we're
up.
going even further into the spring. Okay.
April 11th, the Sonny and Pearly Trio will be there. They're going to do the Great American Songbook. Their group actually from the Capital District area, and we presented them years ago when we were at the other place.
Yeah.
They're very good. They were scheduled to perform last year.
Right.
And unfortunately, we had 3 or 4 bad snowstorms last year on performance days.
Of course.
And that was one that was just so bad that we had to cancel the performance. We tried to get them back, and it's taken a while because they're scheduled. They've been on tour. They're currently, I believe, in Florida, and they've been on tour a lot. So they will be performing on the evening of April 11th, and they're a great deal of fun. If you like the Great American Songbook, all the great American
Who doesn't?
composers, Cole Porter and Richard Rogers and all those
Irving
wonderful
Berlin.
Irving Berlin.
Oh, God.
There'll be a lot of music that you will really like.
Unbelievable.
And then the following day, again, showing the real variety, L'Ensemble, the chamber music group, will be giving the third of their concerts, performing the works of Stephen Sondheim and others.
Oh, so Ida will be involved.
Ida will be involved in that.
Ida and I we both just love Sondheim.
Oh,
Just crazy
I
about
love him
Sondheim.
too.
And speaking of Sondheim, I don't know if you've seen Into the Woods, but I just love
I heard it was marvelous.
I just
Yeah.
loved it. It's
Yeah.
so good. The two kids in that movie are unbelievable. I want to talk about
I'm
Oscar
hoping to see
business,
that
too.
this weekend.
Oh, I hope. Yeah, they've held. It's going to be on in one more week, I guess, because it's
I
still
was-
there starting today. So, it's my sister-in-law. She said, "Am I going to want to go to Into the Woods?" And it's a musical, but am I going to want to go? And I said, "It's very much true to the Grimm stories. So." Just be prepared. You know, don't get too involved with a character because they might not be there at the end of the movie. But
Well, I'm not familiar with the film, of course, but I've seen the play, and the first act is kind of
the first
bright
it's
and
wonderful,
happy, and
wonderful.
then the second half
Gets darker.
yes,
yeah.
and in fact, one of the grade schools here, I don't think maybe it was Catamount, they did Into the Woods, and I think they only did Act
The
1.
junior
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, the junior version. They just do Act 1 or something. But
See,
no,
I
it
like
was
the dark
fun.
stuff.
Emily Blunt was so good, and this
Yeah.
new guy, James Corden, who's taking, I don't know if he's new, but who's taking over for, what's his name?
Ferguson
Ferguson for, at the Late
follows
Show.
the David
Follows
Letterman.
David Letterman.
show.
Yeah, so he was fun too. Emily Blunt was wonderful. Meryl Streep, of
Yeah.
course, she was great. I don't know if she needs to be up for Best Actress for that role.
Always,
like she is,
Willy,
but,
always.
But the kids,
Yeah.
the Jack and Little Red Riding Hood, they are unbelievable. They're so good.
Well, you know, I think that's probably how I got the idea of doing an improv of fairy tales with children. I did it last year at Hubbard Hall, and there's a television show called Once Upon a Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We when I was doing the Actors Express many years ago, we did a musical version of Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cute. In fact, your granddaughter was in it,
Yes,
She was the mother.
Cheyenne.
yeah.
and I don't think she ever wanted to be in her show again. But I don't think I was that bad, but however, it was really fun. Now, are you done with your concerts?
That's we expect there will be more, but as
Oh,
of this
God.
moment, that's the schedule.
Well, man, that's enough. What about Cheryl, that was possibly going to come back and do the Josephine
Baker show. We're still working on
You're
that.
still working
Yeah.
on that? Oh,
Still
God.
working.
she's
Cheryl
a-
Brown. Yeah.
Brown? Okay. Oh, God, she's wonderful.
Cheryl
Yeah.
Howard.
Howard.
Where
Where did I get Brown?
She was in Northern Boulevard, a show
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
Yeah.
did.
Oh, oh, God, the voice, her
I
song
always
from
love the fact
Aida
that-
with the cabaret was
yeah.
unbelievable.
She's the daughter of Elston Howard, a great New York Yankee catcher.
Oh, God, Al Skidmore, who is a volunteer here at the station, he had a big conversation with her someplace talking about that. Oh, God, because he's a baseball fan. So he said, I talked with her. I had a good talk with her when I found that out.
She's a
I don't know
wonderful
how he
talent.
found that out. I don't know. I didn't realize it until later on. But Al had a good conversation with her, so good for Al. So yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if you need to fill in any more dates there. My God,
have
and it's
quite a
all
few.
so different. There's so much.
We really work to try to put together a variety of things to appeal to as wide an audience as possible. We want to get everybody in town and in the region into the theater.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one of the goals.
That's it. And the price is always very reasonable. So I don't know. If you've never been in the theater, you're going to be really people who come in for the first time are they're very surprised that Well, they like the intimacy. People who had not been to the Bennington Center for the Arts, had only been up at the college at Bennington College. They come in there and they say, "Oh God, this is like being back up in the college again."
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little bigger, but it's that same really good feeling. And you've been working on a new season. When
have.
is that going to start?
That opens May 1st.
May 1st. Okay.
And we're opening with a co-production with the Bickford Theater
Oh, I know
and
this.
Playwrights Theater of New Jersey, Tally's Folly, which we actually did in the early 80s. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning, a great, warm, wonderful, romantic, and funny play by Lanford Wilson, who is one of my favorite playwrights, and is, as American playwrights go, he's just under that very top tier of Arthur Miller, Tennessee Williams, Eugene O'Neill, and this is one of his better plays. It's part of a trilogy, actually.
I was just going to say, 5th of July
5th of
is
July,
one of them. The second one, I think.
Yes. And
I don't
then
remember the name of the third one.
Tally and Sons, I think, is
Oh,
the,
I
is
don't-
the other.
I
But
don't
it
even
doesn't
know
feel
about
like
that
a
one.
trilogy.
No.
This
It-
certainly stands on its own.
Members of the family in various generations are in parts of these three plays, which it's not truly a trilogy.
Right.
So the show's going to be here first, starting on May
No, it
1st?
actually opens in Morristown, New Jersey,
Okay,
and
and
then
then-
comes
okay,
here,
okay.
and that'll run May 1st through the 17th.
Oh, great. Oh, wow. I don't know Tally's Folly. I know the 5th of July. I
Judd
saw it on
Hirsch did it
television.
on Broadway.
Yeah,
Richard
okay.
Richard Thomas,
Thomas.
did a production that was on television.
Yeah, Richard Thomas. We had a wonderful experience working with Richard Thomas.
I heard that.
when
yeah.
he was here.
Yeah,
He
everybody
was
just adored
he was
him.
so smart, and I think I've said this on the air before, but he'd come in the morning or whatever, afternoon, whenever we started rehearsing, and he talked to everybody. It wasn't not just the actors. He went and talked to a costume. I mean, he was the nicest guy, and he was so educated, and he could tell good jokes, and I don't know. I was very impressed, and I'm really sorry that his career is not. He sort of disappeared. We're not
No,
seeing
not
him
really.
as much.
He's just
doing
decided to focus on theater, and he
more
does
theater
a
than-
lot
yeah.
of theater, and has pretty well stopped doing film and television. But his theater career is going great guns.
Oh, okay.
He works
Isn't
all the
that
time.
interesting? That happens, that we think somebody isn't performing is because
Yeah.
they've chosen to perform on stage, which just
Right,
doesn't
right.
have the notoriety.
Right.
And it
that
also
film or
happens
television.
it happens to a lot of actors who are lucky enough to work on television, make a lot of money, and then have some financial independence, and they say, now I can go back and do what I want to do, and they
Yeah.
go back and do theater.
Right. Yeah. No, that is a nice thing. But then wasn't there for a while this, movie stars coming in to do shows on Broadway and.
Well, that's
wasn't
still
there a
happening, and they
whole
do them.
big,
They do them for
Raquel Welch came in
8
to
or
do
10
Woman of the
weeks,
Year, and yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that
you know,
continues to happen.
There is other theater than Broadway.
That's right. And Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which I saw with Neil Patrick Harris, John Cameron Mitchell, who wrote it, is doing it now
Wow.
himself. Now, he's a little bit older now. Hedwig came out a
Yeah,
while ago, so
yeah.
I would really be interested in seeing that. My friend Mary Natalicia, who Eric knows from Pownell School, she was in New York yesterday with her husband, and last night she went to see a show, and she was at the half price ticket booth or whatever, and she called me on my land phone and said, "I can't get into Wicked. What should I go to? Kinky Boots, Guide for the Married Lover, or whatever."
Married man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, and there was one other one. I said, but I didn't get to the phone in time, so I immediately got on my cell phone and I called her, and she wasn't answering. But then she called back and she said, but I did say that I left a message saying, "Go to Kinky Boots, please go to Kinky Boots." But she went to see Matilda, which I know she's going to love because the set is so good. Now, how long is the season going to run this year?
We're going to run through October 11th, and we can announce 3 of the shows we're doing.
Oh,
There'll be
great.
5 productions, opening July 10th and running through August 2nd will be the Candor and Ebb Great Musical Cabaret. And we're really pleased about this. It's been running in New York. We wondered if we would be able to get the rights, and we were able to.
Yeah, because they kept extending it to now it's March 29th. So
And probably it's going to go a little past
Even
that
past
at least.
that.
But we got the rights to it even before they knew when it was going to close. So we're
That's
really
amazing.
pleased about
I-
that.
I
And
am-
it's a great musical.
Well, I love Candor and Ebb. I mean, they can do no wrong. I love Scottsborough's Boys. Oh my God, that is a wonderful musical. I mean, it's hard. Sorry, Ryan. It's hard to listen to some of it because it's such a sad story. But I love, and their last show, The Visit, is going to be
is
Chita
going to
Rivera
open on
is going
Broadway
to be
soon.
Yeah. They had a production of it down at Williamstown and stuff like that. Cabaret. Oh God, I wish I sang. Although the old guy, does he sing? I can't remember.
No, I don't think he does.
I
The
don't
grocer?
know. Yeah, I don't remember who sings
He-
Mary.
yeah, he
Oh,
does.
oh, he does. He is
He
the
sings
Danny,
Mary?
Danny
the-
Bernstein is playing that on Broadway now. He's
Does he
got
sing-
nice songs.
Does he sing Married? Oh, the world can change. It can change like that. Okay. Well, it could sort of be spoken like Richard Harrison. I know. All right.
Sounds to me.
And
like
what's
he
the
was
other one you can
And
talk about?
that is followed the 21st of August through September 6th with Black Comedy by Peter Schaffer, a very funny play.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it is funny. Sometimes that's done with white light. No.
It has been.
done as a double-
We're going to just do Black Comedy.
Okay. What is it? White lies?
White lies. I
White
think
lies.
is-
Liars.
Okay.
White liars.
Liars. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's exciting. I'm really excited about Cabaret. My Fair Lady worked out so well last year that
We never thought we could mount a huge musical like that, and
It worked.
it was so much fun.
It worked.
And I think audience members really got a chance to feel a part of it. I recently saw some photographs that were taken, and I thought, I want to be on stage.
I-
Oh,
yeah.
I am.
Yeah, right.
But it just
Right.
looked like a bunch of people
Right,
just having
right.
so much fun. All the Cockney people gathered together. You know.
Yeah. Do you know if Frank Latson's coming?
We're not announcing any people.
Oh,
yet.
you're not around.
I can't.
Okay. Okay. I
can
Frank did
urge
such-
people, if you want to come to opening night of Cabaret, call us soon, because we have a group from Washington, D.C. that has bought a large block of tickets. So there aren't a whole lot of tickets left for opening night of Cabaret.
Washington D.C.
They're coming back. They came last year.
Oh, I don't. Oh, wow. How big is this group?
It's big. It's,
Oh, jeez. Son of a
they
gun.
haven't given us the final number
Yeah,
yet,
oh, that's
but it'll be
nice.
around 50.
Oh, that's great. Of course, with
It was a happy phone call in
yeah, I
early,
would think.
early January
I would think.
to get a
Well, I
call
better make
for
sure I get my reservation.
July.
I plan to see that show a lot.
Well, how many times did you see My Fair Lady?
Oh,
6,
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was so musicals. It's so hard. I mean, they're not around us that much.
Yeah.
I don't go over to Weston. I keep saying, "Oh, this year I'm going to get over to Weston." I don't get there. We were talking about Into the Woods, Eric and I, not just today, but another day, and Eric was saying that because of the success of Into the Woods, there's probably now going to be more musicals. Although Jersey Boys, you said,
Wicked is going to
Didn't
be
do it.
is going to be filmed.
I would think that would do well too. I would think so.
Jersey Boys didn't do
I
well
know.
as a
I'm
film.
surprised. I wonder why it didn't click. I didn't see it either. I never.
I saw it.
Did you? Did
We'd seen it in New York.
you
and,
saw it? Yeah. Was the
and we saw the
movie
film.
up to the show?
No,
No, because they said the show was unbelievable.
the show is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now they're making a musical of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes.
Oh my God! I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Harvey Firestein and others. Who are the
Oh, on
And
for
as-
Broadway, not
Yeah,
the
as
movies.
kind of a
Oh.
tribute to
Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams.
Harvey Firestein. He was so good doing Hairspray. Oh my God! So with the new season coming up, that means there's going to be a lot of actors coming up, and they're all going to need a place to stay. So tell people about housing and how important that is for Oldcastle. If they can find people who are have that capability of taking people in.
We have a lot of actors come in from mostly New York, but other places as well, and we have to provide housing for them. And under union regulations, they have to have their own room and they have to have kitchen privileges. So we are always looking for people who would like to house an actor or an actress. And it's interesting to me how many people have really made great friends.
Yeah.
And in some cases have then had a place where they can go and stay in New York
Right.
to visit, which is very nice. And we're very careful about the people that we bring in. And we have almost always really nice people. They're interesting people. They often travel all over the country working, so they're fun to have
They're not
conversations
there a
with.
lot.
They're
And they're
not
not there a
whole
lot because they're rehearsing, and then
Yeah.
when they have time off, because
Then they usually
plays
go
only
home.
a Thursday
Yeah.
through Sunday, they're off hiking or biking or doing traveling around. So they're not really
So
there that much.
if you'd like to house somebody, please give us a call at the theater, 447-0564. And I should also talk about, there's going to be a schedule change this year. We're going to have the first week, performances will be Friday evening, Saturday matinee, Saturday evening, and Sunday. And then the following 2 weeks, there will be a Wednesday evening performance. And no Saturday matinee. There will still be matinees on Thursday and Sunday. So the Wednesday night is new this year, and we hope it'll be successful. And people had wanted more nights, and so we're going to do that. We also have 2 versions of our Flex Pass this year, and one is a matinee Flex Pass, and is a little less expensive than the regular Flex Pass, which will get you into any performance. And the Flex Pass is already quite a deal on what you would pay if you just go and buy the tickets individually.
And remember, next year for Christmas or for anniversaries or for birthday presents, a Flex Pass is a wonder. I mean, I bought, well, I didn't a bunch. I mean, I got quite a few Flex Passes this year for Christmas gifts, and I think I got the regular, not the matinee one. But I think that's great to offer the matinee one,
And
because
they're great last-minute gifts, and you don't have to wait until Christmas. You can buy them for
no,
birthdays.
I said
and-
anniversaries, birthdays, graduation, anything. Celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I don't know, whatever. But
And
they're really a great gift.
You'll be supporting a theater company that you should be proud to have in your hometown.
That's right. Right.
And if you come to see a show, if you've never been to a live show before, there's something very unique about it.
Are you thinking of doing any readings?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. I think readings are great.
This also gives me an opportunity, if I may, to publicly thank Willy Jones. Who we have been, as many who were watching, I'm sure know, been working on renovating our building at 331 Main Street for over 2 years now, making it into a theater. We've had a lot of money to raise, and the construction has cost a lot of money. Some of the sound system that we now have a brand new sound system, and it is a great improvement. Came through a Kickstarter campaign. The Rotary Club helped us with that. The Lions Club helped us with that. And we have been working for the last 2 seasons with a lighting system borrowed from our partners at Playwrights Theater in New Jersey. They have very generously given us over 100 theater instruments and a rather elderly lighting board. And thanks to the great generosity of Willy, we have been able to purchase a new lighting board, a lighting board that is much better equipped and much more versatile than anything we've ever had before, and we're very grateful to you. Thank you very much for that.
Well, you're welcome. I'm now eating cat food, but that's
My cats like it.
I hope it's good cat food. You deserve
it
the
is.
very
It's good,
best,
good
my
cat
friend.
food. Yeah, and I have to. Well, as long as we're making, we're doing this, I just want to thank you and Chris and Rick for the opportunity of doing Bennington Goes to War.
Oh, that was a wonderful
That was
experience.
a wonderful experience, and I was so sad I couldn't do the second weekend, but I'm having trouble with my ears, and I don't know. It's really something that's driving me nuts, but we'll see what happens. But that was a wonderful experience. And, I sent Christmas cards to Gideon LaCroix and Margaret Lilly,
Oh, how lovely.
and I got the loveliest note back from Gideon.
Oh.
A very nice note.
They were both part of the focus
Part
of
of the-
Bennington
yeah,
Goes to War. They
yeah.
had both served. Bennington Goes to War was about local folks who served during World War II, and they were two who are still alive in the early '90s and able to come to the show, and it was a great experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And along those lines, we are now looking if there are Vietnam, Afghanistan, or Iraq vets out there. We want to talk to you. The Bennington Goes to War we were able to put it together because the Bennington Historical Society had done interviews with local vets from World War II. And it was such an incredible experience for us and for the people who attended, and I think a great community thing, that we want to talk and interview some Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan vets. So if you'd be willing to talk to us, please give us a call, and we would love to set that up. We're not sure how we will use them. We're looking at possibly doing a show somewhat like Bennington Goes to War, but it'll depend
Which was
on...
such an interesting hybrid. You were talking about it.
yes.
It wasn't really a play. It was like a documentary, storytelling play. It had a...
And people forgot, I think, that we were holding scripts.
Yeah.
Lots
After
of
a
music from
while,
the period, which
They
people
didn't-
loved.
But when we did the abridged version over at the Veterans Home, I think there was a table there of at least 5 men that had been in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I think that whole table there. So there are people over the Veterans Home that might be willing to talk to you. And I have to thank Eric, of course, for taking over for me in the second weekend of Bennington Goes
People
to
were
War.
so disappointed when it was
Oh yeah,
me instead of
I'm
you.
sure they were disappointed. But
We one person came up to me and said, "Well, I really missed Willy."
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Let's see now. Let's see. We need to thank. Let's see, Chris.
What do you need to thank me for?
Well, I don't know. We're going. Something. We need to do something about. Well, your performance in Grandma Moses will be remembered for a long, long time. That's
well,
for
I
sure.
thank you. It was an honor to play here.
We're working on a new life for that show too.
A new life for
Yes,
it.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very. We can't really talk about it yet, but
Okay.
it's potentially very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's got my. Oh, I'm thinking about that. A
lot of secrets.
So if you want to know about any of the winter series or anything that's going on, the winter camp, everything that's going on at Oldcastle, you can Google them. Just go Google Oldcastle Theater Company.
Or
And-
www.oldcastletheater.org.
Right, or call 447-0564.
Or
Now-
if you're feeling energetic, you could even probably drop by during business hours, take the side door, and
Yeah,
shows
go right
you,
up.
go upstairs,
Yeah,
and there's
the
the
door
office.
is open, yeah.
Yep.
And you can see Amanda Garcia in person.
Yeah.
Check out what she's wearing.
I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Well, she might not even see this. Who knows?
Oh, she'll hear about it.
She'll hear about it.
She'll hear about
Okay, all right.
I tease her all the time.
The other thing that, well, now what about you have a,
Oh, Acting 101
yes,
is
Acting
still
101.
ongoing.
Yeah.
Had to cancel one class because it looked like nasty weather, and then it turned into nothing.
Of
So I
course.
felt like a fool. I was halfway through calling
Well,
everybody
no,
to cancel.
listen.
Yeah, it's been expanding. I've been doing it for about a year now. Now this is adult acting
Right.
class on Monday nights from 7 to 9. And it's been kind of slowly and steadily growing larger. So this session will end in the beginning of March, the first Monday in March. And then I think next session I'm going to offer 2, beginning and an advanced. That way people get a little more individual attention, and people who are brand new don't feel quite so intimidated being in a class with people who have taken it for a while.
now the first Monday in March, so that will be the showcase or whatever?
Um,
Are you doing a showcase?
I will be doing a showcase, yeah. And it'll probably be the weekend following that
Oh, okay.
March. I don't have a calendar in
Christine
front
is
of
a
me.
wonderful, wonderful teacher, and it's been really fun for us. And some of these students have taken the class a few times, and to see the growth in these adult new actors has been really great to see.
And she's nurturing.
And the
Very
showcases
nurturing.
have been very entertaining.
I'm nurturing, and I'm stupid and silly. you know, I keep thinking
Not necessarily in that order.
No. I keep thinking about how I pretended to be a dog to help one of the students deal with the fact that she was supposed to have this imaginary dog. And so I went, well, here, now I'm the dog. And I get down on all fours and start barking at her. And I thought, I'm 63 years old and I'm on my hands and knees barking like a dog.
Well, if
Isn't
I
that
was
wonderful?
doing that, somebody would have to get me up. Because getting down is easy, but getting up, that's another story.
No, I love teaching, and the students are just
Yeah.
fantastic.
No,
And we have
I
a good
enjoyed
time.
the 2 showcases I've seen. I just really enjoyed them a lot. And Eric, what's going on over at the CDC with your theater arts program there?
We just did a reading at the theater
Yeah.
of their one-acts, original
know,
one-acts
which
that
I
they've
couldn't be
written,
in.
and
They
it
were
was a really fun evening.
fantastic.
I wish
Quite a
I'd seen them.
variety of things, and then we'll be starting the new semester, and we hope to do some of those one-acts in fuller productions. We were just able
Oh,
to
I've
do a
enjoyed
reading.
that when I've seen them. Yeah.
And we also are going to be doing a full-length play. And we can never choose the play until a week or
know.
so into the semester, because often we get additional students. And it's Tim. I teach this with Tim Foley, who's fantastic, and but it's a very artificial way to cast, because if the current class is 14, and it's actually 7 and 7, which is unusual to have
Wow.
seven
yeah.
gals and
Oh, that's
7 guys.
unbelievable.
But to look for a play based on a number
Yeah.
is difficult.
Yeah.
And so until we have the specific number, we don't.
And
we
that
aren't
number
able
might
to choose.
change second
The,
semester, right?
the number does
Yeah.
does
it
often
go up
change.
or go down? What happens? I mean, can it go up?
Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down,
okay.
and sometimes it goes up or down well after the semester has begun.
Oh, that makes it a little difficult.
Yes.
A little
Yes, it
difficult.
does.
Yeah.
But it's a great class, and we love the kids. And they presented at Oldcastle Theater a Christmas Carol
Which I wasn't around for.
late
either.
last year, December, and that was really fun for us, for Tim and me, because the adaptation of Christmas Carol had been done by a previous CDC theater arts class that we had 6 or 7 years ago, when Amanda Garcia was in.
And the girl with the turkey. I will never forget her carrying that turkey across the stage. I swear to God, she was carrying a 20, 30-pound turkey. She was wonderful. I can't remember her name, but she was so good.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, she was really
it
good.
it was a good adaptation. We did a few performances, that one for middle schoolers, and then 3 for general audiences.
Yeah.
And it was also, can I mention, it was the acting debut of my 6-year-old
Oh,
grandson,
Yes, who was
Tyler
which
Shea,
I'm so
Unbelievably
sorry I
cute.
didn't see it.
who was adorable.
Yeah.
Of
Just
course.
adorable.
Yeah.
Of course.
As
Yeah.
he always is.
Eric always has wonderful stories about the grandchildren.
They are amazing.
Or the great-grandchildren, I guess. What was I going to say? Something. Oh, what about New York? What's going on in New York? Actors that come. Have you heard? I know you're in touch with a lot of the people. Do you know anything that people are up to as far as theater or?
You know,
Did you hear Meredith had her baby?
No.
Meredith Mears
oh,
had her
yeah.
baby.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yes.
Great.
and
Meredith. What's her last name?
Mears.
Mears.
Yeah. She. Yeah.
She was in Doubt.
right. Just yeah.
this
and,
year.
Is she teaching at
And she was in
Bennington
Fox
College?
on the Fairway in
She
2013.
is involved in Bennington. I don't think she teaches.
Oh, okay.
She works she's in
She just
administration.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And had worked with, she's an interesting story with Oldcastle, because she worked with us, she auditioned for us in New York several years ago, and had grown up in the Capital District. We hired her. She did 2 early shows with us, and I can't now remember. One was Glass Menagerie, and I can't remember if that was first.
I think it was his.
Or I think it was. And
don't
then
think we
there's a
knew it
Neil
before that.
Simon
I ought to be in
play,
pictures.
I Ought to Be in
Pictures.
Pictures,
Yeah, that came
that
afterwards.
she did. And then decided to try California, and went out to LA and did some acting there, and met and fell in love with a fellow from New York's Capital District.
Oh, that's funny.
And they got married and moved back to the Capital District where she had grown up, and she began working and commuting to Bennington College, and contacted me and said, I'm back, and I was really delighted. And so now 2 seasons ago, she did a comedy, Fox on the Fairway,
Wonderful.
and last year did Doubt. She also sung at our cabaret. She's a very good singer. And
Yeah.
So, but I started to say, the reason I joined Facebook was to try to keep up
Yeah.
with actors.
Yeah.
And you talk about how long something takes. I got an email from an actress today who I had offered a role via email last year. She never got the email. I wondered why she never got back to me. And she found it in a different email file,
Oh, jeez.
either, I guess, yesterday, and last night emailed me with an apology, and she was so sorry. And so you never, that's, which is
Right.
part of the reason casting takes so long. You can't depend on email.
Right.
But Facebook is a great way to keep in touch with actors. There's an actor that we're talking about doing a show with toward the end of our season. I got an email from him today. He's going to be doing a show in New York, but it looks as if it's going to open or going to start rehearsals just a couple of weeks after we would. And so we're hoping, is there wood underneath here? Knock wood, that he will be able to come and do that show with us. And that's one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking things that I do every year, which is the casting. Rick Howe always helps me with that. Christine often helps me with that. Christine went down, was it last year? And we saw 100 people in one day, every
my
2
God.
minutes for open auditions in New York. And we've seen as many, I think our record is seeing 166 people in 8 hours.
That's unbelievable.
It's a long, long
What
day.
about what's coming up in the new season? You mentioned Mrs. Doubtfire, Harvey Fierstein. I'm excited about the revival of On the 20th Century, Kristen Chenoweth and Peter Gallagher. I cannot wait. I want to know who's going to play the Imogene Coca role. That's who I want to. I've got to find out who's doing that.
I haven't heard any.
It's me.
Any
Okay,
beyond the two.
I'll
Well, yeah. you could
Actually,
do
you'd
it.
be very good in
You
that
could do
role.
it. I could see you tied to the train. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that would be
How many
fun.
people now remember Imogene Coca?
Oh God,
She's great. Worked with Sid Caesar on your show of shows
They
and
probably
Caesar's
don't.
Hour and other.
Zazu Pitts. No.
Can you remember her
know it.
husband's name? Who was a good actor?
Who? Zazu Pitts?
No.
No.
Imogene
Imogene Coca?
Coca.
I don't know who her husband
King
is.
Diamond?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he was a character actor for long time. Worked forever.
You talk about character actors. This Timothy Spall, who's in Mr. Turner, and he's the about the painter. I can't
That's a
remember the
movie I wanna
painter's name.
see.
I do too. It's kind of long, about 2.5 hours, but
Rothko? Rothko?
it's called Mr. Turner.
Oh.
No, it's
And-
the British painter.
Painter, and I can't remember the painter's name. But
Turner.
he was on. Yeah, but I can't remember the whole. There's a long. I don't know, but yeah, Mr. Turner.
Okay.
Sorry, but he was on Seth Meyers the other night. Now I'm used to him just being these sort of British, kind of character roles and all this stuff. He was absolutely hysterical, and many of these British actors and actresses. I mean, they say Judi Dench has a potty mouth. I mean, he was just telling story after story, and he was so funny. And it's so great to see people in a different light.
What I really envy, if you've seen the film Selma, which is a
Oh,
great
I
film,
was going to talk about that too.
3 British actors play Americans
Isn't that amazing?
with impeccable accents.
Yeah.
And their television now is filled with British and Australian actors playing Americans. You can't tell until they show up on a talk show and you hear how they really sound.
And how dare they take our jobs?
Yes,
know.
and they are at a great rate now,
I
more
know.
and more.
There's more and more, and they have their accents are wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking the other day about it's a shame the director, the black woman that was responsible
DuVernay.
for directing that show.
A
I didn't see
remarkable,
Selma, and
a
I think it's
remarkable
gone
movie,
already,
and
too.
how they manage. I know there's been a little bit of controversy about the way LBJ is portrayed in the film by a British actor, and his how he was involved with the march and with Martin Luther King, but it's a truly great movie.
And it's already gone. So if you can catch it someplace around, I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know if
Yes.
it's still down in North Adams or not.
So do you have
They were
any
playing it.
predictions for the
You know,
Academy
I
Award?
don't have predict. I haven't seen as many of the movies as I would like to see. I made a list here of different. Now they're saying that the Oscars are going to be on Sunday, February 22nd, but the 22nd is a Tuesday, and usually they used to be on Mondays, but I think it's on Sunday. So I don't know. I'm saying it's going to be Sunday, February 22nd. The one movie that I am because it was so early on that they remembered it's had a lot of nominations is Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Which
that
was-
did very well in the Golden Globes, didn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
I can think so. I mean, I love
That was
that
a fun movie.
Yeah.
It was, and Ray Fiennes was hysterical.
He was very good. I would be surprised if it wins many.
Oh no,
of the
I know.
awards.
Well, it might.
But it got a lot of nominations.
I think some of the lesser set. I mean, his
Yes.
sets.
Yes.
Wes Anderson. And I think what's his name worked on that set too, right? From Oldcastle.
Charles Sprague, who works
yeah,
with
I think
us
he
as a
worked
set
'cause I-
designer, worked on that show.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah, his set. He's got such a wonderful imagination. So great. And I saw Theory of Everything, and I think.
Oh, did you?
I think Eddie Redmayne. He's my. I mean, he should win. I mean, he was.
The Imitation Game is very good.
Yeah, but you had to go. You went to New York to see that,
well,
right? Or
Albany,
Albany, and it hasn't been around here yet.
But Benedict Cumberbatch is very good in that.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, and
yeah,
I'm
well-
sure he is. And when he was in August Osage County, he was with a Southern accent.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing. But I think Felicity Jones, that played Hawking's wife, she is so good in that movie, and I had never heard of her. And let's see, what else was good? Oh, Timothy Spall. You talked about Selma. Gone Girl. I was surprised that Gone Girl didn't get up for screenplay, because when Mary Natalie and I saw that movie, we said halfway through the movie, we were saying, "My God, this is just like the book." If you'd read the book, it was like
Well, it was
you were-
adapted by the woman who wrote the book.
yeah, and I was surprised that she didn't get up. What else was? Ethan Hawke is. Patricia Arquette is winning. The director Richard Linklater, he's winning. The kid is winning. Ethan Hawke is winning a darn thing, but he's up for an Oscar.
Well, part of what they've done is Patricia Arquette was nominated for Best Supporting, and I think Ethan Hawke was too.
She is for Oscar,
They're
too.
not supporting actors in that movie. It's a wonderful movie. It's an extraordinary movie made over 12 years. You actually see the boy
Right.
grow up in front of your
unbelievable.
eyes. But they're leading roles.
I know
They're-
it. I know it. But they
leave that
do
up
that
to
to
the-
make sure
well,
they can
they leave that up to the film company to
figure.
nominate them as Best Actor or Best
Yeah.
Supporting.
Do they
or
have a
Best-
chance? Maybe they have a better
And if they
chance.
have more of a chance of winning Best Supporting, they
It's like Meryl
which shouldn't
Streep.
be allowed.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's considered
and,
best supporting,
yeah,
but in
she's a best
in the
supporting.
play, the witch is
Yeah, the
kind
witches.
of the
Yeah, she's the big cheese in that
Yeah.
one. And Julianne Moore is winning everything for Still Alice. Did you read that book?
no.
I have the book, but I haven't read it. But she's a teacher, educator.
I like her a lot.
Who, she's
If you're looking
wonderful
for a
in
great
everything.
movie to rent sometime with Julianne Moore, End of the Affair. is a
But she's never won an
wonderful
Oscar.
She's been
She's
nominated several times.
over and over and over
She
again.
may well win this year.
And Unbroken, they thought Unbroken was going to be such a big hit, and they was going to get all the nominations. But that, like the lead in that, he was supposed to, he's going to be up for Best Actor, and I guess Angelina Jolie's movie was kind of a fizzle. And then American
It's
Sniper.
made a lot of money.
Yeah,
Unbroken.
I just saw American Sniper the other day. Bradley Cooper, unbelievable. And you said it is. Evidently, it's making tons of money and it's doing really well right now. Now, I don't know if that will help.
Biggest opening weekend any film has ever had in January.
Well, it's unbelievable. So, anyways, all right, we're going to have to stop here. I know because the show is winding down.
An
always the
hour
hour
goes by
I know,
quickly.
it always goes by fast. So I
At least for
look
us.
for the
we don't know
winter
about
series.
them. It may have been very slow
Yeah,
for you.
they're all
It's
sleeping.
gone
That's right.
quickly by for
That's
us.
right. Well,
We've
look
had
for
a
the
good
winter
time. We hope you have too.
Google Oldcastle and find out about all these different things that are going on. And
Please.
if you watch the Oscars, I hope you enjoy them. I know I'll be watching them until the wee morning hours, just as I am with tennis. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, or I hope everybody's tuning in. As we did. We had fun. So thank you very much, and we
There are
shall see you
songs
again
that
next
the
time
birds
with a new
don't
guest.
sing
Okay,
to people.
thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Secrets that keep right through to the end. Heroes that hide until forever. And I'm singing this song for one of them. He's the man that you passed on the road there, the one with his life on the loose, going either somewhere or nowhere.